Kaya natin to, kabataang Davaoenyo, kaya natin to. Dunong agila, liparin abutin mga pangarap mo. Dunong agila, liparin abutin mga pangarap mo. Dunong agila, sulong kabataang Davaoenyo. Dunong agila, sulong agila, dunong agila, sulong agila, sulong kabataang Davaoenyo.
And parents, welcome to our program, Dunong Agila. You can join us in our program here in Brigada 91.5 FM radio and also here in FB Live, Brigada News Davao. We are your teacher broadcasters. I am Cleo Albay from Maa National High School.
And I am Liza Teresa Toledo of the same school. Together, we will be with you for the next 30 minutes to discuss self-assessment in relation to health-related fitness. Now, it may seem too clinical when you say assessment. That is why through this broadcast, we will demystify such a process. To begin this discussion, Teacher Cleo will give us a definition of physical fitness, what it really is, its components, implication, assessment, and other facts.
Physical fitness refers to the ability of your body systems to work together efficiently to allow you to be healthy and perform activities of daily living.
Perhaps at this point, Teacher Cleo, it is good to include mental health as well. Why? Because a healthy mental condition cannot be attained without a sound physical base. The healthier physical state you have, the healthier your mind will be. It is proportional. Now, you mentioned the word efficiency in your definition. How exactly does that translate to in physical fitness parlance?
Being efficient means doing daily activities with the least effort possible. A fit person is able to perform schoolwork, meet home responsibilities, and still have enough energy to sports and other leisure activities.
So it's just like having a well-maintained, or shall I say, a well-oiled body system that is always prepared to do any kind of activity, anytime.
A fit person can also respond to emergency situations. It can save your life and can save others as well.
This topic is very timely. With the new normal brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, our body clocks have changed. Our environment has become restrictive. So has our movements, diet, frames of mind, psychological and emotional makeup, and a whole lot of other things. And now, physical fitness has become a primary concern and has acquired a new gold standard. Be that as it may, we need to know now what the components of health-related fitness are to be able to draft a proper program. What is your take on this, Teacher Cleo?
Components of physical fitness are classified into two groups: health-related fitness components and skills-related fitness components. Skills-related fitness components help you perform well in sports and other activities. This includes agility, balance, power, coordination, speed, and reaction time. So if you're a coach scouting for a prospective athletes, you will be looking for individuals who have high level of these components. For health-related components, focus is mainly of the optimum health of the individual. It is also called basic components, wherein we use these components in our everyday activities.
The way I understand it, health-related components mean the intangible or intrinsic aspects, while skills-related are the tangible manifestations of such aspects or extrinsic values. Teacher Cleo will expound on what these components are.
There are 5 major components of health-related fitness. We have the cardiorespiratory endurance, body composition, muscular strength, muscular endurance, and flexibility.
Cardiorespiratory, now that's very familiar ground to me. Why? Because it involves the heart and the lungs, cardiorespiratory. I'm particularly interested in this, ma'am, because I've already had 2 cardiovascular accidents and 2 transient ischemic attacks in the past. So, bring it on.
For cardiorespiratory respiratory endurance, it is very important because we cannot able to prolong our activity without it. So let's proceed for the body composition. Is For the body composition, it is the percentage of fat, bone, water, and muscle in the human body.
We also have muscular strength. This is defined as the maximum amount of force a muscle can exert in a single effort.
For muscular endurance, it is the ability of the muscle to continue to perform without fatigue.
And lastly, you have flexibility, which is the ability to bend and move the joints to the full range of motion. Katong mga humok o lawas.
Tama.
Na-exempted ko diya, ma'am.
Correct. Pero, you see, if you continue moving, you will be able to improve your flexibility. Those are the health-related fitness components. So health-related fitness is important to live in a physically active life. Being physically active will help support in attaining a quality of life. So Ma'am Liz, kayhanglan magsugunat ta og mag-exercise para mamahimong physically fit. Kabalo ba ka kung unsa imong fitness level? Do you know your strength and weaknesses among the components?
Actually, girul man no sa DepEd na division office na mga doctors na I am physically fit to teach. Unya, ang mga results sa akong laboratory test say otherwise. But then again, I was thinking of drafting my own health-related fitness program after this discussion na lang. And I will consider all possible factors involved. It applies to you also, dear learners. Kamong nagpaminaw diha, Teacher Claire will be briefing us on the right assessment procedure for this.
But Ma'am Liz, it is important that before choosing a physical activity for exercise routine or making a fitness program, we need to know first our fitness level. This is what we call self-testing activities for health-related fitness. This test will evaluate our fitness level, and the result can identify your strengths and weaknesses in relation to your physical fitness. This will serve as our guide in designing an attainable fitness goal.
Now, the primary questions that are in my mind, no, kung unsa ning self-testing activities. First, are these activities doable in our homes? Second, do we need technically competent personnel to assist us in drafting the program? Do we need special equipment? And do we need to follow complicated procedures?
Self-testing activities is very easy. You don't need complicated materials for this, and it's also called self-testing because you can just do it on your own. But there are many tests that we will need in order to know our fitness level. I will explain each of these tests so that you will know its purpose and procedure. We will be using a PowerPoint presentation for those who are with us in FB Live. But don't worry, listeners from the radio, I will be explaining the procedure and how to do the self-testing activities. So, let us proceed for the first test. For the first test, we have the body mass index, or we call it as BMI. This measures body mass based on height and weight that aid in determining weight categories. We will be needing our weight in kilograms and height in meters. Then we are going to calculate it using this formula. BMI is equal to height in meters squared, then divided to our weight in kilograms. Once we already got the result, we are going to interpret it using the BMI categories. For the normal weight, we have 18.5 to 24.9. That is the normal. For the overweight, we have 25 to 29.9. For underweight, we have below 18.5. But for the obesity, we have BMI of 30 or greater. So our target should be on the normal weight. The next test is the waist to hip ratio, or WHP. This measures stored body fat percentage by the relative measurement of waist and hip. We will be needing the waist measurement and the hip measurement, then divide it to get the ratio. For the interpretation, for our ideal waist to hip ratio, for men it should be 0.8, and for women it should be 0.7. The next test is the 3-minute step test. This test is for cardiovascular endurance level, based on how quickly your heart rate will come back down after a physical activity. We will be needing three equipment. We have the stopwatch, the 12-inch bench box, then the metronome. A metronome is a gadget to guide us on the correct beat. For our goal, in a constant pace, you step on and off the bench for 3 minutes straight. That is why you'll be needing the stopwatch for this, because you will be continuing going up and down on the bench for 3 minutes straight. And then, since it is a constant pace, you will be using the metronome to get the correct beat. Then, after you're done with the 3 minutes, you are going to check your pulse and count the pulse for 1 minute. After you're done, you are now going to proceed with our interpretation of the 3-minute step test. Then we have the average. That is average depending on your age and depending on your gender. For the average score for men aging 18 to 25, that is 100 to 105 beats per minute. For the average of the 3-minute step test for women aging 18 to 25, that is 109 to 117 beats per minute. The next test is called hamstring and hip flexor test. This is to test the flexibility of the hamstring and hips. We will be needing a protractor for this. Our goal is to keep both legs straight. Lift one leg to the maximum angle while the other leg remain flat on the floor. You can start with the right or left. It's up to you. But make sure when you lift the leg, both legs are straight. You are going to measure the angle using the protractor, and then after that you're going to interpret it using this interpretation. For the marginal zone, it is 60 to 79 degrees. But remember, the more that you're able to open, or the higher the degrees, the higher is your score. Next is the zipper test. Test for the shoulder flexibility. Our goal is to raise one arm across your back with bent elbow and fingers reaching down. Simultaneously, bring the other arm down behind the back, trying to cross fingers over the other hand. You will need a ruler for this. So if you are watching in FB Live, you can see that if your fingers touches, that is scored 0. But if your fingers overlap, you are going to use the ruler for this and measure the overlap fingers. But if your fingers did not touch, then you are going to measure the distance between the fingers. So let us interpret. For the interpretation, the marginal zone for men is 0. For the marginal zone for women, that is 1. Let's proceed to our next test. Curl up dynamic. This is to test abdominal muscle strength and endurance. Equipment use, mat, and adhesive tape. Our goal is to perform curl up with proper pacing. That is 3 seconds per curl. For the preliminary, you are going to prepare the mat. Place 2 tape marks, that is 4.5 inches apart, on the floor. If you're looking at the FB through the PowerPoint, you can able to see that the legs are bent in 90 degrees, and you are going to start with the preparatory position by lying down with arms on your side. Arms should touch on the first adhesive tape, then you do the curl up by reaching the second adhesive tape. That is a successful curl up. You can continue doing the curl up as many as you can. Then, the more curl ups you make, the higher your score. For our interpretation, we have here our marginal zone for male is 15 to 23. For female, that is 10 to 17. The more number of curl ups you make, the higher is your score. Next is the 90 degrees push-up. This is a test to test the strength of the upper arm muscles. We need mat for this as our equipment. For our goal, perform proper push-up. For the male, you support the body in a push-up position from the toes with back, hip, and legs aligned. For female, you support the body in the push-up position from the knees instead of toes with back, hip, and legs aligned. Lower the body until the upper arm is parallel to the floor or 90 degrees angle of the bent elbows. For the rating, marginal zone for male in push-up is 16 to 19. For female, marginal zone for push-up is 8 to 11. The next and the last test, flex arm support. This test will measure the muscle strength of the shoulder and upper arm. Equipments used, mat, and stopwatch. Our goal is to hold the push-up position not more than 35 seconds. For our instruction, use the push-up preparatory position from the starting position. Lower the body until the upper arm is parallel to the floor and elbow flexed at 90 degrees. Hold the position as long as possible. For the rating, the marginal zone for this is 10 to 19 seconds. So those are the tests in the health-related component.
I was intently listening. You know that? And I know now that I'm beyond normal. So I'm not saying I'm abnormal, over normal, or under normal. But I guess we now have a clearer understanding now of what self-assessment in relation to health-related fitness involves. Bear in mind, though, that any program cannot proceed without a proper or reliable evaluation of logistics as well as mental and physical preparedness. Once you have undergone the tests, evaluated the results, you will then be aware of your capabilities and limitations, and you will be ready to draft your program based on the guide presented. With all the considerations, some of us are now raring to go, but then again others are held back by some kind of caveat or barrier. What are these, ma'am?
We have the lack of time, social support, lack of energy, lack of motivation, fear of injury, lack of skill, high costs and lack of facilities, weather conditions, consider nutritional preparation, and also physical preparation.
It seems that this topic has been comprehensively discussed already, so Teacher Cleo will be fielding questions to gauge the extent and depth of knowledge that our student listeners have acquired today.
Okay, students, kindly comment your answers. I'm going to ask you some questions. Are you ready? So let's start. Number 1. What is the advantage of physical activity? Again, what is the advantage of physical activity? A. Improve quality of life. B. Outlet of stress. C. Decrease chronic diseases. D. All of the above.
We have an answer there.
Oh, we have an answer. Did they get it correct?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they got it right.
Very good. So the answer is letter D. Next question. Flexibility is best described as the ability... Sorry, again. Flexibility is best described as the A. Ability to exert force. B. Ability to work the muscle over a period of time. C. Wide range of movement. D. Ability to bend and touches the toes.
Do we have an answer?
Do we?
Okay, we have one.
Did they get it right?
Did they get it right? Oh, okay.
But
They
first,
got it
let me
right.
give the answer. The answer is ability to bend and touches the toes.
Yay.
Next. Number 3. Oh, no, sorry. The answer is letter C. I got it wrong.
You got it wrong. They got it right.
I got it wrong. Sorry. Even if I'm using my eyeglass, I wasn't able to see it. Okay. Number 3. The best fitness food includes all except A. Vegetables. B. Fruits. C. Soft drinks. D. Water. Again, the best fitness foods include all except A. Vegetables. B. Fruits. C. Soft drinks. D. Water.
Okay, I hear a phone ringing. Is it the right answer?
The right answer is soft drinks.
Oh, they got it right. I got it right too.
Oh, you got it. That's the easy one. Okay, so I think that's it. I'm very happy that the students are able to answer the questions correctly.
Yeah, way to go. They got everything right. You got one wrong. So we hope that you will
Sorry.
store all the learnings that you had in your long-term memories and proceed to very rewarding physical fitness experiences.
Our 30 minutes discussion passed by so fast, Ma'am Liz. I think it's time for us to say goodbye.
Thank you to our listeners, especially to our student learners, parents, and all those who have tuned in for the past 30 minutes. Thank you, Dunong Aguila of Brigada 91.5 FM Radio and FB Live Brigada News.
Continue to join us in our program on the next time slot here in Dunong Aguila. I am Clea M. Albay.
And I am Liza Teresa Toledo.
At your service, good afternoon.